I feel like the Guardian has not done a good job of protecting my mom. As long as she has people around who are yes people, I know that she's not getting the help that she needs or getting better.
Wendy Williams' son, Kevin Hunter Jr., speaking out for the first time about his mom's condition. In the shocking Lifetime documentary, Where is Wendy Williams?
I'm afraid that she could die.
There was no way we were gonna proceed with this without the family completely on board.
In rare interviews, Kevin shares his worry over Wendy's many health struggles, as we see heartbreaking footage of his mom struggling to make sense.
I'm going to be doing such fun things on my new TV show.
Really? Okay.
And I'm going to have, you know, I don't want to just write it because it will get off, you know what I'm saying? So I've, like a paint thing. Yeah, it's to paint.
Okay. She looked confused and she looked skinny, like she needs a break.
We spent a lot of time with the family, and it really was important to understand their point of view and their concerns, and as they learned along the way as well.
One of Kevin's biggest concerns, Wendy's alcohol addiction.
So what's the tension between you and Kevin?
Nothing, except for he hates liquor.
They basically said that because she was drinking so much, it was starting to affect her headspace and her brain. So I think they said it was alcohol-induced dementia. Yeah.
Wendy's healthcare team announcing last week the self-professed queen of all media has been diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia, along with aphasia, a disease causing a gradual loss of speech and the ability to understand language.
What can be done to help her?
There's very little that we have to treat this. What we can do is support.
As long as she has people around who are yes people, the same thing is always going to occur where she would ultimately just find any excuse to be by herself so she can get back to drinking.
Kevin also addressing headlines that he stole money from his mom, which some say then triggered the guardianship.
I've never taken it without her consent. I've always spoken to her, and she's always wanted me to spend her money.
I've got so much money. I want it for my son.
I want to give some love to my son, Kevin. It's me and you, kid.
And while Wendy is seen speculating her career's next chapter, Kevin wants her to slow down.
She always talks about how she wants to work. I feel as though she's worked enough.
You ready?
Her health needs to be a #1 priority, not her getting a talk show. I'd want to put my mom in a situation where working isn't the thing that kills her.
I also think that it's important, that it's an issue that so many of us are struggling with, and to be able to shed light on that and to show the reality of what it's like to, have a loved one who has dementia and is struggling with addiction. I really do believe that we stayed to help make sure that she got the help she needed, because she was not during the time that we were there.
Known for her fiery and unapologetic personality, Wendy Williams provided candid advice and shared her own life dramas with listeners for years. But now, it seems like she was fighting a war behind the scenes. Her journey involved struggles such as being fired, dealing with a cheating husband who was also her manager, substance abuse issues, and chronic illnesses. Wendy burst onto the scene, sharing her opinions with millions of American viewers since 2008. However, her absence as the host of The Wendy Williams Show during its 13th season in October 2021 raised eyebrows. After a series of delays and guest hosts, Shepard took over the slot in September 2022, becoming Williams' most popular fill-in. And the transition itself was handled quite well.
When you're feeling like you have been forgotten, when you're feeling like people say no, it may not be no. God may be saying, it's not time. And when God says, do you trust me? He don't need a lot of faith, just a little bit. And when God says it's so, it will be. Thank you.
Shepard gets emotional on The Wendy Williams Show, announcing that she'll be debuting her own talk show, Sherry, this fall.
All the tabloids tabloids and the blogs that have been making up stories about what's going on here, you have heard it directly from me. The Sherry Show will premiere this September.
The 54-year-old TV personality made the announcement on Tuesday, where she was filling in as a guest host.
I have always wanted to do a talk show, and I just came out of my mother's womb talking.
Now a source echoes all that, telling ET that Sherry is overwhelmed that it's all happening, adding, quote, "This has been her dream to have her own show. It's a big day for her." And Sherry, she adds that her show will look and feel different, but promises there will be lots of laughs.
You're gonna have a lot of joy because that is who I am.
The comedian's new daytime talk show will take over Wendy's time slot, but Sherry insists she's not replacing the 57-year-old talk show host.
No one can replace the queen. It is Wendy's place to share her story with you.
But people behind the scenes were shocked by just how much Wendy was struggling. Hear what DJ Boof had to say.
How long was this going on, and was there a conflict that you saw? Because I think your perspective is so important. A conflict between the people who are running the show and the family in terms of what's best for Wendy?
I don't think no one knew exactly to the extent how bad it was. I felt like people knew something was up with her, but they didn't really know. I knew it because I've been around it, you know? It's sad to see something like that happen to her. You know, she needs help.
I'm curious what your relationship has been. Have you been able to be in touch with her, or do you see it the way the family is describing it?
I speak to Wendy, you know, I don't know if they speak to her as much as I do, but last time I spoke to her was probably like about a month ago. I don't think it's her not keeping them in a loop. I think it could be the guardianship that's not letting them know exactly what's going on.
That's how they see it, at least.
Yeah. I mean, if you was to ask me, I think she does need to be around her family. It is hard for me a little because, you know, she's my friend. You know, I've with this woman for 12 years, so I've seen it all, you know, and then it was a relationship outside of the show that, you know, most people don't have. I bumped back into her in Miami, which everyone's seen, and we took a picture together, and I seen her. She was 100% great. You know, she was recovering, and that was due because I seen her in Miami, and she was with her son and Travis, and she seemed to be doing great. I think, and if you was to ask me, I believe Florida would be a better place for her because that's where her family is, and she needs that 24-hour care.
Now, after more than 2 years away from the limelight, and a recent revelation about her diagnosis of primary progressive aphasia and frontotemporal dementia, Lifetime is set to release a documentary titled Where is Wendy Williams?, premiering on February 24th. The documentary promises an insider's look at Wendy's challenging journey, featuring interviews with her, family, and associates.
From 6 years old, all I wanted was to be famous.
A Lifetime 2-night documentary event.
Showtime.
Executive produced by Wendy Williams.
The boss is walking, everybody.
Nobody can do it like Wendy. No one.
People love Wendy.
You are a star. She was in her living room every single day for 12 years.
Yep, I guess that'll do.
And that's what people responded to, her authenticity. And then at the peak of her career, she was gone.
Are we ready?
Yeah, waiting on you.
All right, and away we go.
Love you, Wendy.
All I know is how to be famous. I really want to be back on television.
You're gonna be back on TV. That's easy.
My mom has done a great job making it seem like everything is okay always.
Wendy, make sure you look here. 1, 2, 3.
But in reality, there's something wrong going on.
Did you see a neurologist?
To find out if I'm crazy? Mm-hmm. Oh my God, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. I have to sit down again.
She was put in front of a judge and given a guardian. That was when they took her away from us.
I have no money, and I'm gonna tell you something. If it happens to me...
I think she's losing memory. Have you guys noticed that?
How dare him? I control men. I weigh 138.
Anybody could look at her and tell this is not just alcohol. There's something more going on.
I miss my family.
I'll be there.
No matter how many times somebody may fall down, you gotta lift them back up.
We all make choices in life. We all go through our challenges. She's still a person.
How you doing?
That's my sister. There have been random people around you
Stealing money from me.
getting money, whatever the case may be.
Enough. Can you tell me where your sister is?
No, I don't know the exact location of where she is.
And some of the revelations in the documentary are straight up heartbreaking.
This is my third time crying. And I cried the other day. I will smoke when I smoke, and I will liquor when I liquor.
Wendy, would you want to go to the Oscars?
What's Oscars?
In the documentary, it was revealed that she has dementia.
So I think they said it was alcohol-induced dementia.
What did you see while you were shooting?
It was a complex and sensitive journey because we did not know when we started that she had dementia. And we were deeply concerned as we filmed.
I'm real makeup. Look, even when I do this, do you see a thigh gap?
It was illuminating watching this, and that you say, well, what in the hell's going on with guardianships?
That's the thing that's interesting to us, is that a legal guardianship is in place, but there didn't seem to be a lot of guardianing. And so this is the reality of a time span.
Did you want to wear your Chanel sweater, or are you talking about your Chanel jewelry?
Please, go away.
And we know it's not easy for a lot of people to watch, but once we were in it, we felt like we were more scared about what would happen if we stopped filming than if we continued.
Can you please come? Please.
At the end, the Guardian did arrange to take her to a facility to get help.
Just one day before Lifetime premiered Where's Wendy Williams, the talk show host's care team released a statement on her behalf, thanking fans for their overwhelming support. Wendy's been in a wellness facility that specializes in cognitive issues since last April. With the spotlight on the star's health, the question is, were there warning signs?
Do you want to stop drinking?
No.
When you watched the documentary, did you notice that you could see her declining and the dementia setting in?
You see that she's getting more frail.
Gosh, over 6 months now since we stopped filming with her, but the family has been speaking to her more regularly, and they've shared that she does sound better.
She's excited about her future. She talks about the possibility of getting back to work. But like I always remind her, first and foremost is your health.
Even Dr. Phil felt like the documentary was disrespectful.
Do you feel like Wendy is being exploited?
I'm not sure that it's necessarily in her best interest at this point. There were a few times that she reached out and contacted me. I had a lot of compassion for Wendy. She was really struggling. I hate that she's fallen on hard times now.
Dr. Phil also stopped by to talk about his latest book, We've Got Issues. During the 21-year run on the top-rated Dr. Phil show, he shared lots of advice and tough love. Now he's written an advice book for the entire nation.
And I think family in America is under attack.
Do you think we as a people are afraid to say the wrong thing?
Terrified. What's happening is we're muzzling each other. We're saying, you say the wrong thing, I will cancel you.
He says stable families should be a national goal. In the book, he shares some of his own family history.
It was chaotic in my home. When you've got an alcoholic father, you come home every day, you don't know if the lights are going to be on, you don't know if the windows are going to be kicked out of the house. I've never met anyone of strength that didn't have some challenges and problems along the way.
Her best friend, Regina Schell, talked about how her guardian had exploited Wendy too.
I'm sorry to meet you under these circumstances, but I know it's really important for you to speak up for your friend. Let's talk about what matters most to you. I just got a piece of information that the woman who is currently the appointed guardian has been accused of a scheme to rob a different client. There's a $30 million suit against her. You have said you have concerns about what is going on with this guardianship. How so?
When I was in New York and staying with Wendy in the summer, I noticed when she would call, she had no access to her money, so every time she had to do anything that she had to pay for, she had to go through the Guardian. And she would call to order her breakfast at 7:30 in the morning with the Guardian, and she would take the order, and the order wouldn't show up until sometimes noon. And so Wendy wouldn't have any food. And when I went back to LA, I would have to send her food from Los Angeles to New York through delivery service because she wasn't the communication wasn't there, and she had no other access to money than this Guardian. And so that's what was concerning to me, because she was telling me she didn't have food. And her publicist also, who lives out in LA, both of us were going back and forth sending food to Wendy because she wasn't having access to food.
You know, I was reading in here, Regina, where you were like,
certainly,
where you were worried that one of the impacts of this documentary, or whatever you want to call it, is going to be that Wendy won't work again. But do you believe that she'll ever be in control of her? Go ahead, please.
I think that the depiction of this, what I thought was going to be a comeback kid story, seems to be like a demise of Wendy's story.
You believe that Wendy had figured out how to deal with her behaviors before this diagnosis?
Yes, I think that Wendy has always, I've known Wendy since we were 13 years old. Wendy's always been doing what she wants, when she wants, how she wants, and she's very clever. So she could potentially have been getting away, quote unquote, with a diagnosis potentially like this for a long time, because she's quite smart, and yeah, she could.
Well, I know you're concerned about her. I know that this is so screwed up because it's hard for you to even get access when you want and to see the person who's so close to you in your life.
Williams built her brand by being immensely personal with her listeners, a quality that resonates with her fan base. Marie Naristant, a 43-year-old in New York City and a fan since high school, appreciates Wendy's authenticity. She states, "She speaks her truth, says what everybody wants to say, but is too afraid to say." Despite her flaws and public struggles, Wendy Williams hasn't only spoken her own truth. In the 90s, she gained attention for outing various celebrities, leading to conflicts with stars like Sean Combs, Whitney Houston, and Tupac. Her syndicated talk show, launched in 2008, quickly became a hit, resonating particularly with women aged 18 to 54. Williams's brashness attracted television executives, and her show became a staple for many viewers, providing a daily dose of celebrity gossip in the Hot Topics segment. Beyond her talk show, Wendy Williams delved into stand-up, acting, writing books, and even appeared on The Masked Singer. Her appeal to Black women and gay men, despite potential offenses, is a testament to the unique charisma of Wendy Williams. Now, as her absence continues, fans eagerly await answers to the question, where is Wendy Williams? Back in September 2017, the Daily Mail stirred up gossip by publishing photos of Hunter with a woman named Sharina Hudson in New Jersey, claiming he bought her a home just 9 miles away from where he lived with Wendy Williams. The report suggested a romantic involvement of over 10 years. Wendy, however, defended her man on the Wendy Williams Show the next morning, urging viewers not to believe the hype and declaring her support for Hunter. In October 2017, Wendy had quite a shocking moment on live TV when she fainted in a Statue of Liberty costume for Halloween. Producers came to her aid, and she later returned, blaming the incident on overheating in her costume. Then came a flu scare in February 2018, forcing Wendy to cancel 3 episodes due to flu-like symptoms. Despite never taking a sick day in over 25 years, she returned as promised the following Monday. Health struggles continued with a 3-week hiatus in 2018 due to Graves' disease and hyperthyroidism. Wendy's doctor recommended rest to sync her levels and medication. In a candid moment during a July 2018 interview, Wendy confessed to a decade-long battle with cocaine addiction. Despite being a functioning addict, she miraculously managed to quit. The challenges didn't stop there. In mid-December 2018, Wendy suffered a hairline fracture in her right shoulder, but soldiered on without an operation, assuring viewers that the show would go on. Viewers expressed concern in December 2018 when Wendy slurred her words during an episode. She acknowledged her less-than-stellar behavior, citing her usual avoidance of pain medication. health complications led to repeated delays in her return. Amid rumors about Hunter's infidelity, Wendy reassured fans in March 2019, expressing love for her husband of 28 years despite wearing her ring. The saga continued with reports of Hunter's alleged child with Hudson, and it became clear that Wendy was not taking it well. In April 2019, Wendy filed for divorce after more than 21 years of marriage, finalizing it in January. Her talk show faced another hiatus in May 2020 due to symptoms from Graves' disease causing fatigue. The troubles persisted in September 2021, with the 13th season delayed twice due to Wendy testing positive for COVID-19 and ongoing health issues. Guest hosts stepped in throughout November 2021. In February 2022, it was confirmed that Wendy would not return for the rest of season 13. Wells Fargo referred to her as an incapacitated person, leading to legal battles over financial guardianship. Addressing concerns, Wendy assured fans in February 2022 that she strenuously denied allegations about her mental health. The talk show officially ended after its 13th season, with Shepard taking over. It was at this point that her extremely bizarre interview with TMZ started doing the rounds.
Okay, I'm no longer on the Wendy Williams Show. Bow out gracefully. You know, Morton and Ira, I love them. But guess what? This is also huge diamonds. Do you see this? So many years I can't count. Will.
So, Wendy.
Will Jeweler gave me all of this.
Wendy, you like a rapper?
And excuse me, of course.
It became even more striking when people started noticing how much she went off on tangents.
What does Wendy want to do in this show that's going to be different from your TV show?
Well, you guys, I mean, maybe sneakers. You know, I've been on HSN and QVC, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe I'll do something with that or something else. You know I have lymphedema. You know what that is, correct?
I know.
Okay, you don't know lymphedema? All right, I'll show you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay, lymphedema is this. Do you see this right here? Look.
Okay.
No, look closely.
Right.
Hold up, please. Hold up. I can't hold it higher. Do you see?
Yeah, we can see. Yeah.
Okay, do you see this?
Yes.
All right, it's up and down. Okay, that is, I can only feel maybe 5% of my feet.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Right.
Which means normally I would be in a wheelchair. I'm not in a wheelchair. I stand up.
How are you feeling, Wendy? I know we saw some video of you out in New York City last night, and you seem to be moving well. I mean, how are you feeling, just physically?
Better than you.
That's no doubt, by the way. There's no doubt.
I'm shocked. So you're able to move around fine with 5%?
Listen to what I'm telling you. I already told you about my feet, okay?
Right.
I have lymphedema. Do you know Kathy Bates?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. She and I are partnership in lymphedema. Kathy Bates has lymphedema entirely, except for her boobs and her ass. Do you understand? And her face. Do you understand?
I did not realize it could be that debilitating where you could get it everywhere.
Hunter filed a lawsuit in February 2022, alleging wrongful termination. Wendy checked into a wellness facility in September 2022, focusing on her health and a podcast comeback. In June 2022, it was announced that the Wendy Williams Show would end after 13 years. Wendy checked into an inpatient treatment program for overall health issues. In September 2022, Wendy revealed weight loss while walking in NYC, updating fans on her peaceful vacation. Her son even expressed concern for her well-being in June 2023. In February 2024, Wendy's family disclosed her diagnosis of frontotemporal dementia and aphasia, leading to treatment for cognitive issues. Wendy, now in a wellness environment, has said she appreciates the support and well wishes. But will she be okay? That's all for the video, folks. Thanks for watching.